Hello everybody, my name is James and I'm making this video here. I know a lot of people are having these election prediction videos, and I like to go ahead and throw some mud on the wall as well to how I think the election may go. I will tell you before I talk about the states and everything, I want to let you know the way the map is now. I'm 99.99% confident that the states will go these ways. Um, California, Oregon, Washington, all would go Democrat. Hawaii would also go Democrat as well as Illinois, and then some of the states up here. And then you have some of the South going Republican. Of course, you have some of the upper West and their conservative voting record. So, with that in mind, I'm going to talk about 7 swing states and I'm going to go deep into detail about why I think the particular candidate's going to win. But I know a lot of people are talking about a lot of different things. There's a lot of moving parts going on right now that's either for or against the president. So you have Joe Biden. They say he has dementia, or he doesn't know what's going on. Right now, that's helping the president, but the polls are not helping the president. But as everyone knows, last time the polls were wrong in 2016. Then you say, well, Donald Trump is saying this and that. He's not exactly helping himself, so that goes against the president. And then you have the anti-police and the big cities being destroyed by the left. And that's actually helping Trump. So there's a lot of moving parts to this. And I want to be non-biased here. I'm gonna make a prediction based on the numbers. I'm not going to make a prediction based on this and that, because that's all subjective information. Okay, I'm going to go based on trends, make a prediction based on trends and how the elections went in the past. So I'm going to compare 2012 to 2016. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the total amount of votes that each candidate had. And then I'm going to see how much each party won or lost votes. And I'm going to try to figure out what's going on in these 7 particular swing states. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of the map, though. With that in mind, New Mexico and Colorado are going to go Joe Biden. I know they went for Bush in 2004, but that's going to be solid blue. Texas is going to hold on to the Republicans, and the Trump is going to win the entire state of Nebraska. In Minnesota, Republicans haven't won there since 1972, and I don't see anything changing now, so that's going to remain blue. In the state of Iowa, Trump is going to continue to hold on to that state. Ohio is the same thing. Trump's going to win Ohio, and that goes for Georgia. And Virginia is going to go for Joe Biden. Okay. And in the state of New Hampshire, I looked at the numbers there. I think Joe Biden's going to win that state of New Hampshire. And Maine's 2nd district is going to go for Trump. So the entire state's going to go for Biden, and the Maine 2nd district, Trump's going to win that. So I'm just going to give it that right there, and I'm just kind of OCD a little bit here. I like it solid. If you win the whole thing. I'm not into this lean and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, so the 7 states, 6 of them went for Trump. 1 of them went for Hillary Clinton. And those states are Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Florida. Those are the 7 states that I'm going to talk about, the lucky 7 states. And I'm not going to talk about any Senate races. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm just going to dive into the numbers. 2012 election versus 2016, and then kind of make a prediction based on the numbers there for 2020. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and start with the predictions here in the state of Arizona. I'll start with the state of Arizona. So the facts, and I'm just going to lay out facts. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be as non-biased about this as possible. In the state of Arizona, Trump for 2016 had, and I rounded to the nearest thousand. So he had 1,252,000 votes to Clinton's 1,161,000 votes. That's a 91,000 vote difference. So Trump won the state by 91,000 votes in 2016. In 2012, let's compare it. Obama had 1,025 million votes, and then Romney had 1,234 million votes. Okay, so the way I'm looking at this is I'm comparing 2012 and 2016. And I'm just doing this based on raw data. So when you look at the difference, the Republican candidate, which is Donald Trump in 2016, had 18,000 more votes than Mitt Romney. Okay. Hillary Clinton had 136,000 more votes than Barack Obama. Okay. However, the Republicans won by 91,000 votes. So if you do the math and you look at the trends, it is trending blue heavily. And according to this, it's not going to hold. 136 minus 18 is 118. They won by 91,000. This state is going to flip into the Democratic column. This is how I'm doing it. I'm doing it based on the numbers. I'm not doing it based on my opinion on anything. That's maybe for a different video. Right now, I am just doing this based on the raw data and based on the trends on the election. Arizona is going to turn blue. Now, let's talk about Nevada. Nevada. Hillary Clinton, that's just the one state that I felt like it could flip from Democrat to Republican. This is the only state I have on this map. In the state of Nevada, Hillary Clinton did win that state. She had 539,000 votes. She has the most amount of votes in Nevada history, just like Trump had the most amount of votes in Arizona history. Clinton had the most amount of votes in Nevada history. Obviously, these states are increasing in population. But anyways, Clinton had 539,000 votes, and Trump had 512,000 votes. So that's a difference of 27,000 in favor of the Democrats. But let's look at 2012 and let's see how the trends are trending. Obama had 531,000 votes and Romney had 464,000 votes. Okay, so the difference, Trump had 48,000 more votes than Mitt Romney. Hillary Clinton had 8,000 more votes than Obama, okay, comparing the 2 years. And the Democrats won it by only 27,000. So 48 and 8, if the trends keep on going, the Republicans are actually going to flip the state of Nevada. Because if Trump won 48,000 more votes than Romney did, and Hillary only won 8,000 more votes, that's a difference of 40,000. I mean, the difference. The Democrats only won it by 27,000. So, with doing the math, that state's going to flip on the Republican side. As I said, I'm just looking at based on the trends. I'm doing this based on the numbers. I'm not trying to, I'm trying to be as unbiased as this as possible. So right now, if you're looking at it, Biden has a 237 and Trump has 211 electoral votes. Okay, so let's move on. And I'm going to stop talking about being non-biased. I think you guys already know. So let's move on. And the state of Florida. Florida had a way more voting population this time, it seems like. And I looked at their numbers. Trump won it, 4,618,000 votes. Hillary Clinton had 4,505 votes. So that is a difference of 174,000 votes. No, I'm sorry. That's a difference of 113,000 votes. Okay, so in the state of Florida, Trump won it by 113,000 votes. Okay, let's take a look at how many more votes each candidate had compared to the last election, party, I should say. So let's take a look at Romney and Obama for Florida. Obama had 4,238. Romney had, 4,238,000. Romney had 4,163,000. So I did the math, and Trump has about 445,000 more votes than Mitt Romney did, and Clinton has 267,000 votes more than Obama. So Florida, they were ready to vote, okay? And the trend is trending red. As I said, Trump had way more votes than Hillary did in the election. Trump has more votes than any other candidate in Florida history. And so, you know, comparing that to 2012, which Obama won, you know, when Trump had way more votes than Romney did, that's going to go red, okay? And in the state of North Carolina, let's talk about that. In 2016, Trump won the state of North Carolina, 2,363,000 votes to 2,189,000 votes. That is a 174,000 vote difference. And if you look at how many more votes that the candidates got, Hillary Clinton had 11,000 more votes than Obama did. Trump had 93,000 more votes than Romney. Okay? And so the trend is red. Okay? So based on the numbers, it's red. So now Trump has the lead. He has 255 electoral votes to Biden's 237. As I said, this is a prediction. Now comes the three important states everyone talks about. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Where are they going to vote? How are they going to vote? Well, let's take a look at it. I'm going to do it based on the same criteria that I have been doing in the other four states. So, Wisconsin. Let's talk about Wisconsin first. Wisconsin's interesting because everyone lost votes. So let's talk about that real quick. And let's try to dive in and see what's going on in that state. Okay. Trump won it, 1,405,000 votes, and Clinton had 1,383,000 votes, which is a difference of 22,000 votes. When you look at 2012, Obama had 1,621,000 votes to Romney with 1,408,000 votes. Trump had less votes than Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney actually outbeat Trump in the state of Wisconsin by 3,000 votes. I know it's not much, but it seems like there's a ceiling there. And it looks like the Republicans hit their ceiling in the state of Wisconsin. Hillary Clinton lost 238,000 votes. The Democrats lost 238,000 votes. Now you have to look, what in the heck happened? They both underperformed. They both underperformed in that state. But when you look at a candidate like Joe Biden, versus Hillary Clinton. I mean, you really have to think about the psychology of this. I mean, you can say that the numbers are trending towards the Republicans, but I don't agree with that in this state. Hillary, with the email scandals, I know I'm talking about stuff that happened, but let's face it, Romney had more votes than Trump in the state of Wisconsin. And Obama did very well. Okay. That just tells me they didn't like Hillary Clinton. They didn't come out to vote. They didn't come out to vote for Hillary Clinton. That's the only thing it tells me. If you look at the other states that I talked about, Nevada, Arizona, all these other states, they came out to vote more. Okay. With that in mind, with Hillary, with her email scandals, and I just said, I think it's going to go to Biden. Okay, and the reason is because of the lack of votes that Hillary got in 2016, fact that Trump couldn't even beat Mitt Romney in the state, and then Obama just destroyed all three of them. I think that they just didn't like Hillary Clinton. I didn't think they like Hillary Clinton. I mean, they lost a lot of votes. Trump didn't win any other vote. That's a trend too. I mean, you look at a trend. Trump didn't do better in Wisconsin. The Republicans didn't do better in 2016, and so I think it's gonna go back. Now, I'm not saying that Biden's gonna get 1.6 million votes, but he might get 1.5 million. Trump might get 1.4 million. So based on that, I think that Wisconsin, they're more laid back, kind of progressive kind of deal. Florida, they love the fire. They want to get into the action. You know how crazy Floridians are. So I think there's a lot of psychology involved in that. So I'm just going to go ahead and project that Biden wins Wisconsin. Let's take a look at Michigan here, based on the numbers. If you lost votes, there's a problem, especially if you lost a lot of them. There's other factors that you have to consider if there's a vote loss. But in the state of Michigan, okay, Trump did win the state by 11,000 votes. He had 2 million. Let me pull it up here. 2,280,000 to 2,269,000. It was very close. There was about 11,000 vote difference there. Let's take a look at the gain. Okay, so I will give Trump credit in Michigan. He gained 165,000 votes, but Hillary Clinton lost 269,000 votes. So I think it's more they didn't like Clinton. Okay. Because they loved Obama. Obama had more votes than any of them in that state by a lot. Okay, let's compare Obama's numbers in the state of Michigan: 2,565,000 votes in 2012. Trump only had 2,280,000. So the winner had way less votes. That goes the same with Wisconsin. I forgot to mention Wisconsin. The winner had way less votes. Okay, less people voted. Or at least less people voted for the main candidates. So, with that information, so when you gain 165,000, but you lose 269,000, this state could go either way. Okay, but it just tells me with Joe Biden being the vice president, and Obama winning big time, and that it could go back to the Democrats, and that's actually what I think is going to happen. Even it was only 11,000 vote lead, okay, and so what's going to happen? It's going to tighten up. The Democrats are still going to win. It's going to be tighter than 2012, okay, and I know 2016 was extremely tight because of the vote difference, but the Democrats lost a lot of votes. They didn't like Hillary Clinton. She was, because of her email thing going on. That's what I think. So, with Biden being the vice president in 2012, with Wisconsin and Michigan going solidly blue for Obama, and the fact that Trump did pick up 165,000 votes, I'll have to give him credit for that. But when you compare it to Obama's numbers, This is I forgot to calculate this, because when you compare it to Obama's numbers, you're looking at about a 255,000 vote Obama lead. Obama leads by 255,000. If you compare 2012 and 2016, Obama has a 255,000 vote lead over Trump. Okay, that's just a fact. I mean, you compare 2012 and 2016. That's a lot of votes, and Trump only picked up 165,000. Okay, so it's gonna go blue. It's gonna go blue because of the candidate not being Hillary Clinton. Okay, so now we're in a tight race. Okay, we're in a tight race now. Biden has an 8-point lead. Now it comes to Washington. Washington, in my opinion, is going to decide not Washington, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is going to decide the election. And let's take a look at the numbers for Pennsylvania. Trump won it, 2,971,000 votes to 2,926,000 votes. He won it by 45,000 votes against Clinton. But let's take a look at the numbers real quick. So Trump, compared to Mitt Romney, he gained 291,000 votes. Okay. Clinton lost 64,000 votes. Okay. When you compare Trump and Obama, remember I said in Michigan was like a difference of about 255,000 votes for Michigan. In Pennsylvania, it was only about a 19,000 vote difference. So you look at Obama with 2,990,000 votes and Trump with 2,971,000 votes. That's only a 19,000 vote difference. That's a lot different than Michigan, okay? Michigan, you had a 255,000 vote difference. So what does this tell me? This tells me, well, maybe some of these people in the western part of Pennsylvania voted for Trump. You got corners West Virginia and Ohio definitely voted for Trump more. And so you're looking at it kind of trickle down in this western part of Pennsylvania. Okay? So when you look at it from that perspective, I mean, he only won it by 45,000 votes, but it's going to be close. But just based on the fact that he was able to compete with the Obama numbers, it was only a 19,000 vote difference, and he gained 291,000 votes over Mitt Romney in the previous election. And you got to admit, I mean, Trump and Clinton, they both kind of kept up with the Obama numbers. The amount of people that voted in Pennsylvania, it actually went up. Okay, compared to Wisconsin and Michigan. So this is a totally different situation. This situation is different. So based on that, the fact that he picked up so many votes, and the fact that he only lost by Obama by about 19,000 votes, and I personally believe that Obama is a more winnable candidate than Joe Biden is. I definitely believe that. I don't know about Clinton because the election hasn't happened yet. But when you look at Obama, he was solid, especially in 2008. He was solid in 2012 as well in those states. And Trump was able to at least keep up with that in the state of Pennsylvania. He wasn't able to keep up with it in Wisconsin and Michigan, but he was able to keep up with it in Pennsylvania, and I think it's because of the western part of Pennsylvania. So, with that information, that is my prediction, folks. I mean, this is just based on numbers and what I think's going on in the trends and things of that nature. Leave a comment, like the video. I know this is my first video, so let me know what you think. If you think it's boring, whatever, I just had this map up. But anyways, comment, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.